Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Keto Chronicles by your main host, Ariel. Hello. So, this is a video purely just to kind of explain or express a little bit of how I've been feeling inside, I guess. So this one's going to be a little bit more of a, I want to say, sappy post compared to informative or educational. But if you all are doing keto and you all get in your feelings a little bit, maybe this is the video to watch. So I just got back from being out of town for about 4 days, and I will say that I had a great time out of town. I tried to stay as keto friendly as possible. Went to Universal Studios, went out to eat. I was hanging around a lot of people who are not keto friendly. So that was an adjustment in terms of, they're close friends and family, and our eating habits are just very different. So, no harm, no foul. I did the best that I could to stay as keto as possible. We went to the amusement park for lunch. I had a cheeseburger with bacon, and a few French fries, like 5 French fries I think I had, and a bite of chocolate cake because I wanted some chocolate cake. I should also point out that this was like a little mini experiment, kind of a splurge weekend experiment. So I haven't been able to find any really good information online. Is if once you're out of ketosis, is it like an all or nothing thing, or if it's kind of at different levels. So I was in ketosis before I left on Thursday. It's Sunday and I'm back, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not in ketosis anymore, only because I made some really interesting food choices that I don't regret. It's just, I wanted to be able to see if when I came back I could still stay on track, because we're going into week 7 now on keto, and I'm 10 pounds down. Well, I guess technically 9 pounds now, because I gained a pound since I was gone, which really isn't that bad when you hear what I've been eating. So that's another reason why I wanted to try it out, just to see if I could do it, how that would work. So I guess I should start off. So the first day, you can also see all of my things on Instagram. Meal Prep and Motivation is my Instagram name, where I chronologize everything that I eat. So the first day I had a porterhouse steak and greens and a salad, and I had a few bites of the dessert up at the dessert room. It's at a place called Burns Steakhouse. It's delicious. I didn't go too crazy, didn't eat all of anything, but I enjoyed myself. I had a good dinner. Then the next day we went to Universal Studios. That's where I had the bacon cheeseburger, no bun, and a few French fries. And then I had a turkey leg out at the park, the big, huge turkey legs. It was so good, and I felt like this is keto heaven right here. It was delicious with some mustard. And then that night for dinner, we went to Olive Garden, which is not keto friendly at all. I found one thing on the menu that was close to being keto, and even with it was 18 net carbs for the entire meal. It was good, not 18 net carbs worth, but I was trying to be social with friends. I had a bite of bread. That was it. And then yesterday when we came home, we were coming back, we went to a Colombian restaurant. I had this thing it had tomatoes, ground beef, onion, olives, and some raisins, and it doesn't sound very appetizing, and some plantains. It was really good. And my dad had done a cookout for us, so I had a hamburger and a hot dog. So most of my meals were centered around meat, so I don't feel bad about that. And then yesterday when we were coming through the airport, my friend wanted a cupcake from this place called A Piece of Cake, which is my absolute favorite cake place. And so we got one cupcake and we split it in half. So I didn't go too crazy, especially since for the last 6 weeks I've been super diligent, but I did want to allow myself to have things that I want. Staying on a diet for a long time, or just changing everything that you used to eat, can cause people to kind of slip back into that funk of, oh, well, I can't eat anything, or maybe that's just me. And I really like keto. I think that it's working for my lifestyle, and I really enjoy it. It's just, I do have to carve in some kind of a cheat sometimes for, things that I want. So, after 6.5 weeks, this is the first time that I feel like cheated and went off track from my norm. And even then I tried to stay on track. But I'm pretty sure, long story short, that I'm not in ketosis anymore. more. So today, I'm right back on track. I have my bulletproof coffee. It has some Folgers coffee. I'm trying the caramel drizzle one. It has 3 calories, no carbs, no sugars. So I'm trying the caramel drizzle with 1 pack of the MCT oil, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of the monk fruit sweetener, and I think that's it. Oh, and some salted caramel, sugar-free like syrup to go in the bottom. So it tastes really good. It tastes like a latte. And that's like one of my favorite drinks to have in the morning. So I'm just trying to get back on track. Yesterday we didn't get back last night until about 9 o'clock, 9:30. By the time we got back up here to my house, it was 10 o'clock. I went to Publix. Publix was closed. Went to one Kroger where I thought a Kroger was. It was closed. So then I ended up having to go to another Kroger, and I was just exhausted. So, and that was really frustrating. So that's kind of where this message is coming from. It's just, keto is hard if you don't have the necessary supplies. So I was planning on doing, chicken enchiladas yesterday, beef enchiladas, and Monterey Jack chicken, which requires barbecue sauce. So I was like, sugar-free barbecue sauce shouldn't be hard to find. The meat shouldn't be hard to find. The enchilada sauce shouldn't be fine. I was well prepared, ready to go. I get in there and they have none of the things that I use. Nothing is carb friendly. Nothing is keto friendly. Everything is super high calories, super high sugar, like low fat. It was just a hot mess. So I was in the store, and it showed my true, innovation of being able to just think on the fly, because I was like, I got to think of something to eat, because I go to work on Sundays and there's no food open, so I have to cook on Sundays, otherwise I don't eat. So I was like, I got to get something. So, I mean, if you ask me what I ended up creating, I really couldn't tell you. I tasted one of the dishes as I was going, and it tasted good. The other one, I have no idea. I haven't tasted it. But I'll at least tell you what I made. So I made, the first one is the enchilada spin-off. I'm calling it like roadhouse or off-road enchiladas. So what it is ground beef, onions, diced jalapenos, a half a pack of taco seasoning, a half a can of enchilada sauce, and I mixed all those together, and then I added sausage to it, and mixed it all together, made some tortilla chips, and got some guacamole. So I think that one came out to be 5 net carbs, 5.3 net carbs when I calculated it. So altogether almost 5. And then the other one I made, I still got the chicken, so I took a chicken breast and I mixed the barbecue sauce that I could find with 7 carbs, including sugars, 7 carbs with, it's 7 net carbs for 2 tablespoons. So what I did is I just put the 2 tablespoons in with some cream cheese, softened this cream cheese, stirred them together, and made it kind of like a paste. And spread that on the chicken. Then I sprinkled some cheese. I think it was Mexican style cheese. And then I put 3 pepperoni slices on top of it and wrapped it all in bacon and baked it at 400 for 35 minutes. And then broiled it for 3 minutes. So it looks nice and crunchy and crispy. Not like in a bad way, but like the bacon isn't raw. So we're gonna see how that tastes. It smelled good. It looks pretty. I just have never seen a recipe for either one of those. So we're gonna call these my Ariel creations. So we'll see how that tastes. And then, it's really frustrating to me when, you're trying to do something really good for your life. Like keto, I think, is really healthy for me. I'm losing weight. And people are like, oh, why would you do that? It's like you always have haters coming, or, oh, well, we can't do this because Ariel can't eat this. And we can't do this because Ariel can't eat that. It's like, no, Ariel can go and eat things. It's just, I want to be conscious of what I'm eating, because if I'm not, I'm going to blow up like a house. So no, when we go to Olive Garden, I don't want them to mix the salad dressing in the bowl for me. I want it on the side. No, if I'm going somewhere, I don't want them to just, think that, oh, you can have this instead of that. Yeah, if I can choose to go somewhere that's more carb friendly, I'm gonna choose that option. I'd rather not go. I would choose a Longhorn over a Chinese restaurant, because at least I can get steak or chicken. Like, it's just different. And so I hate feeling like an inconvenience, obviously, but I feel like when people don't understand something, they try to come for you, which isn't right and isn't fair. But just to be aware of it. I'm still doing my keto thing. I'm still, doing what I want to do because it's working for my lifestyle, and it's completely okay if nobody else understands it. Just be mindful that you may get some kickback for what you're doing just because it's your lifestyle. And don't feel embarrassed by it. Don't feel shy about it. Just know that it's, they don't understand. What they don't understand, and they feel like they can't do, or they feel like it's too hard, they will come for you. So I'm sticking with what I know. I know I gained a pound while I was gone. That could easily be water weight because I didn't eat that many calories at all. So it could very well be. And that's fine if it is. I'm gonna, I get back right on track this morning. I made all my foods. I calculated all my calories, calculated all my net carbs. So I'm right on track for today in terms of protein, my macros. So we're gonna just continue doing our thing. If people want to get on board, cool. If they don't want to get on board, also cool. But don't let other people's mindset distract you from your goals and aspirations, because you're the only one that has to live your life and they aren't. So if they're going to be supportive, great, and let them stay around. But if they're not going to be supportive, don't let them rain on your parade. So other than that, folks, I think that's all. Sorry for this long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was beneficial. If you guys have any questions, what are some challenges that you all have had with keto? Any personal, interpersonal, staying on track? What are just some things, put a comment in the bottom. Just what are some things that you've been struggling with as well? But otherwise, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.